and welcome along to the West Wales Karting Virtual Racing Project Cars 2 race here today, and we're starting a brand new championship which is GT4 cars versus touring cars. So two different classes which are actually quite evenly matched when it comes to lap times on track, and we've got an even split of drivers going in both categories. As you can see here today, 12 drivers in total, and 6 drivers in the touring car, 6 drivers in the GT4, and it's going to be a hell of a battle between them, I think, as we go to 4 different circuits. And we've got two circuits starting off tonight. First of all, as you can see, in New Zealand, we're at the Ruapuna, I think it's pronounced, Park A circuit. So out of the many different configurations of circuit at Ruapuna Park, we're using the Park A circuit here today, the 0.74 mile 6-turn circuit. And the starting grid, after a qualifying session with 12 cars on it, just less than a mile, it was absolutely hectic. Scuderia Sam got pole position in his Ginetta, just ahead of Alex CDL in the GT4 car there, Mustang. So the touring cars, it's worth mentioning, have to start behind the GT4 due to how Project Cars works. Anyway, they're on the grid now, and it's a fantastic start from the front row there. Oh, and Alex CDL going around the outside there of Scuderia Sam, but Scuderia Sam has the inside for the next bit now, and that's Alex Brown as well, under pressure from Big Bad Wolf, and D-Man's round. D-Man and Stuart Davis and Unfixed Drone all coming together there at turn 2. Oh, and another coming together now, it's Big Bad Wolf. Big Bad Wolf and BDCC Dan sharing a lovely moment there, going off onto the grass together into the distance, and Team Clash and Bash there having a little bit of reunion on the inside of the corner there, the hairpin. And D-Man's had a terrible start really. He was up in 5th or something at one point, and now he's all the way back down, and he's got a lot of ground to make up, but he's been showing some extremely quick times in that Renault Megane touring car. And he's now battling away hard with Crazy Stewpot. We haven't mentioned Crazy Stewpot much recently, but he is absolutely in this race. Look, and he's challenging. Oh, Stuart Davis also challenging down the inside. He gets Crazy Stewpot, and Crazy Stewpot leaves the door open then to D-Man. And now D-Man's got a great run here on Stuart Davis as they go into the last corner. A long sweeping left-hander, which is going to put a lot of strain on the tyres. Oh, and there we go. Look, D-Man just running a little bit wide, trying to be a little bit too greedy. And with the throttle there, trying to carry a little bit too much speed, and you can run wide into that corner and lose a position, as he did with Crazy Stewpot getting back past them. And it's worth mentioning, Stuart is... Oh, he gets back past there. Stuart's not joining me for commentary today, sadly, so it's just me you have to put up with, unfortunately. But D-Man there, look, he's challenging. Oh, and Crazy Stewpot right on the curb there, trying to get out of the way. And there's BDCC Dan in the green machine going down the inside now. And he's made contact with Crazy Stewpot. It's always fireworks when these two get together. And it's BDCC Dan who negotiates his way past there, past Crazy Stewpot, who probably thought, well, he's probably going to have another crash at some point later down the road. I think I'll just let him go for this one. And Crazy Stewpot slots back in behind into the slipstream, riding on board now with BDCC Dan. And we can see Stuart Davis made a mistake there. Stuart Davis in the sort of West Wales Karting liveried car, which isn't really, made a mistake, and that's D-Man, and he's absolutely on a charge, D-Man. Look at him, down the inside of Alex Brown's Ginetta now. And Alex Brown there tried to cover him off, but he's been demoted down to 5th, and now D-Man's up to 4th already. And there's BDCC Dan now having a look on Stuart Davis, as well as action absolutely everywhere on the opening lap here. Very short circuit, of course, it's a little bit fiddly. And now we're looking at Chris Doherty, who's got past Alex CDL. So Alex CDL was in 2nd, he was 2nd on the grid to Scuderia Sam in the Ginetta. Alex CDL's gone with the Ford Mustang RTR. It's a little bit of a handful in the corners, but he's managed to tame it quite well, that wild Mustang. But the problem he's got really is putting down that power, all that power the Mustang's got. It's got nearly 100 horsepower more than the Ginetta, for example, but it weighs about 500 kilos more as well. So it's a little bit of a handful, as you can see in the background now. Actually, does kind of losing touch a little bit, struggling to come to grips with the circuit and keep up with Chris Doherty, who's very much a touring car expert. And you can see as well, Chris Doherty visibly, he's closed right in now on the leader Scuderia Sam, who's gone with the Ginetta GT4, and it's the only GT4 car, the Ginetta, that has a sequential V6 gearbox, which might be a bit of a help. And there's a bit of bumper going flying there. The Mustang, visibly large car there, just chucking that bumper up in the air like it was a, I don't know, I wish, if it was Stuart now, he'd come up with some clever analogy. but unfortunately I can't do that. But yeah, I can sense some intergalactic waves coming from him. Hang on, I'll try and think of an analogy for you. But anyway, back with the racing. Scuderia Sam now, look, he's under big pressure from Chris Doherty in the blue Megane, and he'll be very much not wanting to let that Megane pass because he's got the pace, and Chris Doherty now has got the inside line as well. And Scuderia Sam's on the outside for turn 1, but there's a lot of grip around the outside there. Is he going to do it? Oh, and they're side by side, not making any contact at all. And Scuderia Sam tries to drive right there on the outside of Chris, and somehow, he manages to find enough grip. And in the background there, Alex CDL, meanwhile, is not finding enough grip. And he's taking his Mustang for a rallycross. I didn't know they made rallycross Mustangs, but fair play there. A great bit of car control from Alex. I'll be right on board with him now. 2 Alexes in this race, of course. Alex Brown as well. He's also in the GT4 car. The Ginetta, 3 Ginettas in the field. We've got also the Mustang here we're riding on board with Alex CDL, and the other GT4 car is the Big Bad Wolf's Toyota GT86, which is a hell of a car actually. A little bit slower, you have to say, than the Mustang and the well, that's Alex Brown going wide, and that's BTCC Dan going past. A little bit slower than the other 2 GT4 cars, it must be said. But Big Bad Wolf, where is he? He's oh, well, he's last. Anyway, moving on. So, Alex Brown now trying to renegotiate the position with BDCC Dan. They're having an absolutely fantastic battle. And it seems like at this stage of the race, the touring car, the Megans, are coming into their own a little bit. Because, well, it was said that this track might be quite good for touring cars, but they're really coming into their own at this stage of the race now. We're on lap 10 of, it's going to be a 15-minute race. So about what we're doing, about 35, 36 second lap times here. So yeah, we're going to get quite a few laps in here. We're not really halfway yet in this race. First of 2 races on one evening, of course, and the finishing order from this race will decide the starting grid for the next one. And Alex Brown is really trying hard. You can see he's using all of the track and a little bit more there. And he's had limited practice time in these cars around this track, so he's doing a hell of a good job in fairness to him. And he's running quite nicely there in 6th place, but he's going to be coming under pressure from Stuart Davis soon. You can see there, look, there's Unfixed Throne battling away now with Crazy Stewpot, and right behind him is the Toyota GT86 of Big Bad Wolf. So we've got a 3-way fight here for 8th, 9th and 10th in this race, and it's all kicking off here. Unfixed Throne, as Stuart says, unflappable as ever, unflappable throne, whatever. He's staying ahead of Crazy Stewpot right now. Crazy Stewpot now, though, has got a fantastic run out of turn 1. Into turn 2 they go, and Unfixed Throne has to cede that position now. And Big Bad Wolf, look, like a train effect, he's going to come through now. Big Bad Wolf, the train, is going to become Big Bad Train, and he's going to get through on Unfixed, I think, is he? But Unfixed Throne is keeping his ground. He certainly gets his elbows out. Elbows? What's an elbow? An elbow out when he needs to. So Big Bad Wolf's not going to find this easy pickings at all, look, and he even crowds him out slightly to the circuit to try and say, nope, don't try that today, mate. But we know Big Bad Wolf is certainly going to be coming for you when it's to do with an overtaking manoeuvre. He's going to make it stick, and he does indeed now make it stick, going past Unfixed Throne there. Whew, right, quick breather. So, rundown, Scuderia Sam, first at the moment in the Ginetta. GT4 leading, just ahead of Chris Doherty. Bearing in mind the touring cars have to start further down, the order behind the GT4s on the grid. He's had a fantastic drive to get up to second. He's passed a lot of drivers, and he's really in contention for the win here. He's doing 35.4 the last lap, 35.6 for Scuderia Sam, so they're nip and tuck really, a couple of tenths here and there. And D-Man 221 is the guy on the move though. He's catching Alex CDL for 3rd place at the moment. He's done a 35.1 the last time round. That is rapid. He's only 2.7 seconds off the lead at the moment. Is D-Man 221. And that's the manoeuvre we were talking about. And that's Alex CDL turning his Mustang into a drift car and a rally car all at the same time. And unfortunately for him, D-Man 221 has got past. And look at the gap he's already pulled on Alex CDL there. And we know Alex CDL is no slouch, so he's certainly struggling with tyre wear, probably, quite possibly, in that Mustang at this stage. Like I said earlier, he's got a lot of power in that car. And sadly for Alex CDL, he's going backwards a little bit at the moment. But hopefully he can cool off his tyres a little bit, because as soon as you get a little bit of, well, he was saying this actually, Alex CDL was, as soon as you get a little bit of a slide going on, you heat up that rubber, it's very, very difficult to bring the temperature of the tyres back into play again, and to give you that grip, the sweet spot of the tyre, if you like. So we've seen him sliding around a lot, and clearly it's hurting his lap time at the moment, and he's falling back from D-Man 221, who is still on an absolute charge here on lap 16, as we're over halfway through the race now. So he is, look, very close actually to the two leaders. Chris Doherty hasn't really been challenging Scuderia Sam as much in the last couple of laps. He's fallen back a little bit, and I think that was possibly due to a slight, I don't know if it was an error or a slight coming together between the two that was unseen by the camera, but it wasn't anything major anyway. But anyway, there's a bit of a gap between them now, let's just say. And there's not much gap though between Stuart Davis and BDCC Dan. Look, BDCC Dan, of course, Dan Holloway from the PS4 races, as we know him, and he loves these touring cars. He was saying that it is his absolute favourite car, and it's certainly showing here. He's had a fantastic race so far. A little bit of a kerfuffle going on every now and again, but you know, that's to be expected from BDCC Dan. He's certainly a fan favourite. You can always turn to him for action, and there's action going on right now. Oh, big action! And Stuart Davis has some sideways action as BDCC Dan goes for some rallycross action, and more action going on the exit as Stuart Davis gets past now, and that's Crazy Stewpot looking to join in the party as well. Look, coming in behind there he is, and BDCC Dan now going down the inside of Stuart Davis, who runs a little bit wide. It's very easy to do that in that corner, and now it's going to be side by side, a drag race down to turn 1. Turn 1 is a lot of grip around the outside, so can Stuart Davis do it round there? We've seen Scuderia Sam do it earlier in the race. Look, what's going to happen? And Stuart Davis, yes, look, he finds the grip just like Scuderia Sam did earlier in the race, and he manages to maintain that position. Fantastic. And BDCC Dan looking for a way back past. Oh, look, Crazy Stewpot right in the mix. And look behind as well, we got the two leaders coming through. There's Scuderia Sam, there's the blue car of Chris Doherty as well in the Renault Megane. And it's Renault's everywhere you look in this part of the circuit. And Crazy Stewpot's probably hoping that they collide here, helping out massively. But BDCC Dan is now clearly ahead of Stuart Davis. Got a fantastic run out of that corner there. And it's worth saying that Stuart Davis was actually a little bit further up, but he had about half a lap where he couldn't find first gear. He was just in neutral. So I don't know whether it was a glitch with the game or some sticky buttons, sticky fingers, who knows. But anyway, he's lost a lot of time as a result, and now BDCC Dan has challenged him and passed him. And now Crazy Stewpot, the two Stewarts, are doing battle as well, side by side going up to the last corner. And they're going to have to watch out here because they've got the leaders coming through, and likewise the leaders are going to have to watch out too as Stuart Davis gets his elbows out. Oh my god, can't say the word elbow today. His elbows out, half of his arm out on Crazy Stewpot there, barges him out of the way. And Crazy Stewpot, I think, will be looking to repay that favour anytime soon, look. And yeah, they're going to have to be very careful, look, because the leaders are now coming through. And this has cost Scuderia Samson some time, look, and Chris Doherty down the inside. Oh, and D-Man 221 as well. And they all come together a little bit. And D-Man 221 is now past Chris Doherty. Chris Doherty gets a terrible exit out of that corner as a result of all the action ensuing going on there. And that means to say that the charge of D-Man continues, because now he is staring at the back of that red and white Ginetta of Scuderia Sam, and he's going to be thinking, I'm going to have him at some point, but he's running out of laps. He's done 22 laps now, look, already. Absolutely flies around this circuit. But he's going to have to watch out for his Team Island mate there, Chris Doherty, because he's not going to just wave him past and forget about it. He's going to challenge him for that second place for all he's worth. And we know Chris as well, he does racing in real life, so he's going to absolutely be challenging here. And they're both going to be thinking, if one mistake happens just out in front, we can get an Irish 1-2 here. But we could end up instead with an Irish skirmish, as I said previously, previous race. Not a skirmish. Some sort of Irish liquor. Anyway, who knows. And you can see there how hard that Ginetta is pushing Scuderia Sam there, kicking up some grass. Oh, we get pretty close there, don't they? And D-Man 221 is trying to find a way past. It's not really an easy place to overtake this circuit. Turn 1 is the best bet. If you get a poor run out of this corner, it's very easy to run wide. And you can see the Ginetta hugging the inside line there, sometimes having to dip into first gear even to keep the nose of the Ginetta in line. And And it doesn't look like there's much tyre wear issue going on with the touring cars, does it, at the moment? They seem to be, you would have thought that right front tyre would be crying going through that last corner, which I'm sure it is. But it's not doing much to affect the lap times at all. They're still lapping mid-35s, which is as fast as ever, and D-Man 221 nearly gets past Scuderi Sam there, but like Chris Doherty a couple of laps before him, he has a poor run then out of the next corner, didn't quite work out, and that's the problem with that corner. It's a first, second gear corner, very, very slowest corner on the circuit, and D-Man runs wide there for good measure coming onto the straight as they're going past Alex Brown as well in the other Ginetta, so he's going to have to watch out there. And oh, Alex Brown, look. Oh, they come together. Alex Brown and D-Man 221. D-Man 221 trying to lap Alex and didn't quite work out there. Not sure what happened. Bit of a misunderstanding, but now he's letting him through, look, going on the outside of the circuit. So good job, Alex, there. But I don't know what happened in turn 1. That's cost D-Man a chance to challenge for this race. And Scuderi Sam will be breathing a slight sigh of relief there, as Alex nearly takes him out again, look. But Alex is absolutely trying as hard as he can. He's in 6th place. He's ahead of Crazy Stewpot, but he hasn't quite got the pace of BTCC Dan in this race here. And now we're coming up to the final couple of laps, and BTCC Dan is the person now ahead of Scuderi Sam. This could get incredibly interesting here on the last lap. It's certainly not over yet, and you can see Chris Doherty is going to try and find a way past. He's going to use all of his skill from real life racing as well, and we know how much he likes these touring cars. He's going to put up a hell of a challenge here and make Scuderi Sam sweat for this one. They come across the line now, and that's the end of the race. Oh, and Scuderi Sam, well, the AI, I think, took control as they go across the line. Nearly take out BTCC Dan there, but yeah, so Scuderi Sam takes the win there, just ahead of Chris Doherty. Fantastic battle. D-Man 221 coming home in 3rd place there, but could have been so much more if it wasn't for that tangle near the end with Alex Brown there. Alex DVL in the Mustang, the beast of a car, coming across the line now, which is pretty much the only car you can hear going around the circuit. It's so loud, that V8. And BTCC Dan in the green machine coming across to take 5th place. Alex Brown in 6th, Crazy Stewpot 7th, Big Bad Wolf 8th, Stuart Davis 9th, and the Unfixed Drone is rounding out in 10th place in the other Ginetta G55 GT4 car there. So a nice mixed field there. Shows how close these cars are, especially looking at the lap times there. But you can see those Team Island guys, how quick they were in the touring cars. Absolutely incredible. And look at that, Alex DDL in the Mustang. We know he's fast, but that's a hell of a lap time in the Mustang. And then you can see then further down the grid, and yeah, some fantastic lap times there, to be honest. Great racing. Chris Doherty and Scuderi Sam joined first because of they scored for their respective categories. Alex CVL, D-Man 221, BTCC Dan. So we've got Touring Car GT4, GT4, Touring Car GT4, GT4, Touring Car GT4. So it's a nice mixed field there. So join us for the next race, where that's going to be our starting order at Mullenbach, Nürburgring.